Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wyckoff Crypto Trading Lab. This is market update number 8 on February 15th. Very interesting price action in cryptos over the weekend. Obviously, we have to take into the account the context under which the market operates this weekend. So long weekend in the United States, New Year celebration in China. So there is not a lot of liquidity. Although when we're gonna look at this day, we're gonna say like, wow, really no low liquidity. Actually, there is quite a lot of volume that came in on that particular day. And obviously, the biggest question for me is how do you deal with this type of situations tactically? Because some of us are holding positions, some of us, like myself, just open positions. So I was kind of like in a very vulnerable place with my positions, especially considering that this is like my intro to the crypto market. So kind of laughable, but and I'll talk about some of those positions over the weekend. So I'll show you some. But you kind of have to get up, pick yourself up, and then just keep grinding and keep going forward with this. So with that, let's just quickly look at everything on our list. Bitcoin actually, surprisingly, is holding really well. And look how the volume signature actually has not increased that much. So that is definitely more bullish, showing more strength, which is a little bit surprising because we always talked about, for instance, shitcoin and how shitcoin was having such a good run behind a lot of demand signature there. And shitcoin actually recovered really well as well. Now, my preference, and I will be talking about this a lot in this video, would be just to have a little bit more push to the upside. But even with that, considering the size and the height or the magnitude of the decline and the severity and the quickness of it, the recovery is actually quite impressive. We would prefer the recovery to come to the previous highest close, but no, we are very, very close to that level. Now, the DeFi is probably showing the most weakness with everything. And I would say that the whole structure in DeFi probably has started here with some attempts to stop. Then supply is coming in. The tails are showing some demand and suggesting a rally that could overcome this high. The rally is not that aggressive, but still very bullish. So we are still going with that type of assumption. And if we're trading, and obviously this is more of an index, but if we're trading this type of chart, our stop losses should be somewhere here. This would not get us out of this position, and we would be thinking about this type of upsloping structure. So with the DeFi being the weakest, we will have to kind of see what's going on. And obviously that influences Avi, or Avi influences DeFi. And here's our trading range here. A little bit of the climactic run. We were thinking about this test and this test. And remember how we were talking that there is some kind of shortening of the thrust, some kind of deterioration in the demand signature. And obviously that leads to something like this. Okay, so then let's go through some of the other positions here. So Ethereum did not break out, did not have that lift. I'm very happy to report that my first trade in crypto, which I entered here for linked, was actually uh, quite successful going through this area, because I also had a trade in waves, and that did not go really well, although directionally everything was defined correctly. So let's go to, let's say, like 1 hour, and let's just look at this trade. So here is a whole trading range that we see that is being formed kind of like as grinding up upsloping action. So I noticed this on Friday. My account was opened on Thursday. So this was a very interesting spot. This is where the position was opened. I was just thinking about a breakout here out of this formation. Looks like demand is coming in, high lows, and then supply is diminishing. And then we have an attempt to push the price down. This attempt to push the price down so much less than the original change of behavior. So you just want to come in on the breakout, which I did right here. And then, I wasn't adding to the position. This is, again, my first position in crypto. So I'm testing everything. And thank you so much, all of you guys at the Discord group, um, reminding me or telling me that this type of shakeouts might happen, and you have to have a proper stop loss. So my stop loss actually was below 25 right here. I was not very aggressive with my stop loss. I just wanted to smoothly go into the market and just kind of experience the move, the momentum, the velocity with which the price moves. Obviously quite exciting, just moving so fast. But at the same time, that creates those type of volatility events like we've had here. So how would we interpret this event now that we're still in the position? Well, I would be thinking that it's either just a quick shakeout and recovery, and we still might have some kind of test, right? So like, for instance, in this type of area, so a high-low test on the diminished supply signature, maybe with some volume spikes, but those should be less than what we've had on the actual shakeout. And then recovery out of that and continuation. So that would be one of the scenarios. The second scenario could be that this is a small distributional range, and then we have a shakeout, and now we are in some kind of larger trading range. So we'll have to see. I think that the recovery is very dynamic, so that just suggests that maybe we're going to have a shakeout, a test, and then continuation. So I will keep updating you on that particular trade. All right, so what else? Polkadot looks like also a very good recovery, so let's look at that really quickly, and I think that would be it for today. And you could see what you're looking for right now, and I think that Alessio is actually communicating this on the Discord group, is that during this type of the shakeouts, you want to find the assets that are either not going down at all, and there are some like that, or they are going down in sympathy, with other crypto assets, but they're not going down as much. And I think Polkadot, is one of those, but obviously this is just marginally better. Yet still, there is no, a very strong volume signature, so there is some, but not a lot. The depth of this reaction is not that much as on other crypto assets, and especially DeFi. And then look at the tail, look at the close. So if we would just judge the movement of the price by the close, this would be it. We would not be looking at 24, 23 here. So those type of characteristics, when we are in the correction, and you still believe that the overall market bias is going to be to the upside, you go and you look for the cryptocurrencies that are actually outperforming the actual decline. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised with the Bitcoin and with the behavior of the Bitcoin, that it's actually holding really well. What else is happening on the shakeouts? In the uptrends, what it allows is it allows the supply from weak hands to be transferred to the hands of uh, big smart money and big institutions. And what they do is they consume and absorb this supply, is that they're allowing for the uptrend to continue. And they're kind of like forming the timing zone for the trend, to still be intact and to still continue. Now, having said this, we're obviously still judging current shakeout from the perspective, from a bullish perspective, from a bullish bias, because we've been bullish for quite some time, since the COVID low. What's important also to have in your mind as a low probability scenario, as an alternative scenario, the ways and the scenarios of how the market could fail here. You could be thinking in your mind, okay, well, what if this is the first initial change of behavior, or maybe even a sign of weakness? Then what would we see next? Well, we probably would see some deterioration next, like on the bar that is not going up, but actually covering the body of the shakeout and closing below, something like this. And we obviously would be questioning what kind of volume signature we would have, because this immediate failure is not desirable for the continuation. So low probability, second scenario, keep this in mind, and this is definitely what we will be looking for, just to see if there is a continuation or there is further deterioration. With that, that's it for today. Thank you so much.